Oh, internet, how are ya? How the heck are ya? Yeah, I'm Taylor. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel, or whatever, but welcome! I try and do a weekly show where I review trade paperbacks, or obscure things, or just things that catch my eye that are hopefully great and have slipped through the cracks, or time has forgotten, but they're worth reading, or, things like that. Or sometimes I review books like Fish Police by Steve Montcuse. So this came out in the 80s after Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and there's a run of these kind of books, like anthropomorphic, words are hard, uh, animal books where they act human, and they're basically substitute animals for humans, and you make a book. And this is one of those. Had an intro by Harlan Ellison, science fiction writer who's written a lot of science fiction books, but I'm pretty sure would write an intro for anything if you paid him enough. I think he's dead now, but basically he just he was a work for hire at this point, or he actually really liked this, which, well, good for him. I'm gonna give away this book. I do that once in a while, and so stay tuned to the end of the video to figure out how to win it. My buddy Eddie has a theory that I only give away books I don't like, so he's not necessarily wrong. Yeah. Spoilers from here on out. Spoilers, 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 spoilers. Yeah. So I don't know if Steve Montcuse wrote a lot after this. I think this is one of his first comics. It is an anthropomorphic animal comic starring Gil. Yeah. A fish detective who I think's a catfish or bullfish. They don't really go into what kind of fish he is. There's a whole cast of fish characters. There's Angelfish and Goldie and Gil. There's a protagonist or an antagonist. Sorry, words again are hard. Bad guy. There's a bad guy named Hook. Dun, 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 who works for a company organization trying to take over the world called Squid, which is an acronym, but I don't think they ever say what it stands for. Maybe they do. I just missed it. And I'm not rereading this mess to try and figure that one out. There's also an antagonist, another antagonist, or side character called Calamari or Calamari. I'm pretty sure it switches back and forth in here. It's not super consistent, but Dr. Calamari, we're going to stick with that, claims to have invented this pill called Hairball that can transport whoever takes it to another world, a world of two legs, where creatures walk on the ground, and Gil has these memories of being a two-legged human, or thinks he does. Basically, he spends the entire book being drunk. And it's sort of a crime noir. Sort of, although there's not a lot of... I don't know. The goals are not clear for anybody in this book. And by anybody, I mean fish, but any fish. Gil's kind of a fish out of water. Yeah, get it? In that he thinks he was human and is just drinking to cope with life, and works for as a detective. He's a policeman or police fish or whatever, with a commander who hates him, or captain who hates him, a secretary named Goldie, who spends a lot of time in a bikini for some reason. And and Gil gets seduced by Angelfish, another who's Goldie's half sister. This book makes no damn sense. It really doesn't. It reads like it's somebody's first attempt at a comic, and I don't want to knock it too hard, but I'm gonna. The lettering's a hot mess. The word balloons, like the type, just like butts right up against them. It's too tightly put together, and it sort of seems like they were drawn in, and then the words trying to figure out what would fit in there. The main character looks almost identical to the antagonist, and maybe that gets resolved later in this series. I'm not sure. I'm not going to find out. The plot just takes weird jumps, like strange jumps where you're like, what in the hell's going on? I had to go back and try and reread this thing twice, and it didn't make any more sense the second damn time. I know I'm going to be shitting on someone's favorite book, but that's just kind of the nature of how these reviews sometimes go. Tom Vincent does the coloring, and it's lettered by L. Luis Bujalis. So it's not all by Steve Montcuse. I thought it was at first, but I just opened the book, and I'm learning as I go. There's some interesting elements. There really are. The crime noir thing is kind of a fun idea, and like the idea of fish is a kind of fun idea. But Steve plays on those like in a weird way, where like for some reason fish have to take the stairs even though they can swim. Maybe they can't swim. I don't think the fish ever swim in here. Maybe they do. I don't. I think the octopus. There's an octopus that sort of swims. But then they also drink liquid out of glasses, even though they're underwater. I mean, there's logical gaps in how this thing is put together, and like there's plot gaps, and there's story gaps, and there's character gaps. There's gaps. It's a gappy guppy of a book. The coloring is also pretty bright and solid, which again, it's the 80s, and I'm not knocking that necessarily, but it doesn't help matters because it's like very flat. And some of that has to do, I think, with Steve's drawing. There's just not a lot of detail in the background and stuff. It's mostly like close-up foreground shots, and like the transitions from one panel to the next are just not great. And like a lot of the characters really do look alike, and you get introduced to them suddenly and without like intro, and it's just kind of hard to follow. It's also does not age well in a lot of other ways. It's not necessarily it's homophobic. And it's very sexist when it's written. And the main character, like Gil, treats women like crap. And there's another character that really respects that, so they want him to join up with. I don't know. Again, it's just it's a jumbled mess, and I really had trouble making sense of it. I couldn't get into it. And it's a fairly quick read. It's only, I think, 4 issues, maybe. It collects a couple. It was turned into a short-lived cartoon. And I think only 3 episodes of it aired, and it just has voices of Jonathan Winters and a couple other fairly big name actors. But I guess that was pretty bad as well, is my understanding. And yeah, I don't know what to make of this. Again, there was a glut of these books right after Turtles came out, because the Turtles, it was jumping on the fad. It's like, oh, we can make animals that look human and or humanish animals, anthropomorphic. And they'll sell like hotcakes, and we'll all become rich. So, I mean, Steve at least did get a TV deal out of this, presumably. And hopefully he made some money off of this and did okay. It's published by Warner Books, so I think the original was Comico. I am not sure. But it was, I know this is bought out by a separate company. I don't think it was original. I think it was self-published or published by a much smaller person than Warner. But Warner was like, comics in this era were just getting snapped up and published by all these big companies, and because they're all trying to like jump on the bandwagon. This is the age of like $1 million print, $500,000 print runs and stuff of everything. And so, yeah, this got printed a lot. This is at least the 3rd printing of this. I think maybe this. I don't know. They're like trying to read the indicia. Like I can't really tell what edition this is and stuff. I found it fairly cheap, and I will give it away to some reader that hopefully gets more enjoyment out of it than I do. Because like I said, nope. This is gonna be a short video. I know I'm supposed to get up to 10 minutes in order for the algorithm. If you want to really help the algorithm, please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button on this, even if you don't like the video, or hit the dislike. Hit all button. Interact with the video. That'll all help. And yeah, hit the subscribe, please. That will actually really help me. I'm trying to get to 1,000, and I will end up giving away more stuff once I get there. I do give away paperbacks now and again. I'm not always of books I hate, contrary to Eddie's popular opinion. That said, I do hate this, and I will be giving it away. So, in order to win this one, just leave a comment down below. And let me know your favorite, let's see here. Let me know your favorite seafood dish. There you go. And if you don't like seafood, just fucking lie. I don't care. Just leave a comment down below with your favorite seafood dish, and I will announce the winner next week, Tuesday. This is the 25th of October. No, 26th. It's a Tuesday when this will come out. So you got a week, 2021. If you're watching it after that, tough. You didn't win a shitty book. Sorry. U.S. only, because I am not shipping shitty books to Canada or anywhere else. So be U.S. only, be 18 or over, and leave a comment about your favorite seafood dish, and you can win this hot mess of a book. So that's about all I've got. I think I've stretched this out as much as I can. I really can't talk a whole lot more about this. It's not good. It's really, really not good. And it's disappointing. I was hoping for at least a kind of fun, lighthearted thing. And it is sort of lighthearted. It's just not very fun. And it was not a fun read. It was a slog to get through. So that's about it. Have a good day, everybody. And even if you were human and now are trapped in the body of fish, don't be a dick. I mean, I don't think fish have dicks, so that probably works in your favor. Yeah, all right, see ya.